Hi, and welcome to another Sense of Skin School brought to you by Gardiner Family Apothecary. And today I want to talk about dry hands. So an awful lot of people suffer from dry hands, particularly around the winter months, but if you have a background of eczema during the summer months, you can suffer from dry hands as well. So sometimes people with a background of eczema will suffer from chronically dry hands, meaning that they constantly have an issue with irritated dry hands. A lot of times people with dry hands, it tends to be related to their occupation. So if you're a hairdresser or a nurse, or if you're a chef, or you're using your hands a lot for work, a lot for wet work, so meaning that your hands are steeped in water, and you're drying up, or you're washing up, or you're chopping up vegetables, making food, caring for people, and you'll find your hands get very dry. Now, since the dawn of COVID, everyone's hands have been dry with the use of alcohol hand gel. So yes, it's important to decontaminate your hands and be careful with them, but not to the point where your hands are chapped and bleeding and infected, because that's not going to help you either. So certainly I think it's kind of eased off a little bit, but when COVID hit, first of all, and we were all making our own alcohol hand gel, it was disastrous and everyone's hands were extremely dry. So remember that if your skin breaks anywhere in your body but on your hands, they're more likely to get infected. And your skin getting infected will feel very uncomfortable. It'll be hot, it'll be red, it'll be sore. But also, you can get sepsis. So it's very important to care for your skin. We don't want anyone's skin getting infected, because there can be consequences to that too. So some people, again, have this dry hand syndrome, but they can be broken down into contact irritant dermatitis and contact allergic dermatitis. So contact irritant dermatitis is by far the more common one. So again, it's basically, you're a new mom, you're washing bottles and stuff like that, your hands get dry, you're a hairdresser, you're a nurse, you're a beautician, you're a therapist, you're a chef, you're whatever, and you are using your hands a lot and your hands get irritated and they crack and they become dry and you lose your oils basically. So it's just constant irritation from washing your hands, using alcohol hand gel, decontaminating your hands, that removes all the oils, breaks the barrier of the skin, and then causes dryness and causes breaks and causes infection. And then you can get this itch scratch cycle where you're just your skin is so itchy, it's so dry, you're scratching it, you're rubbing it, and then it's becoming infected, and then it's just getting worse. It's like a vicious cycle. A very smaller amount of people will have allergic contact dermatitis, and this is where they're coming in contact with something which is they have an allergy to something. So a good example of this would be, for example, if you're using a very fragranced hand soap and you're allergic to fragrance, it's going to irritate your skin, cause dryness, and your skin will break down. Then there's other things like black hair dye or glues that people are becoming allergic to now, called acrylates, which we can talk about in another video, because it's a whole other subject again. So what can you do if you find you've got dry hands? Well, the very first thing to do is to stop using soap. Use a soap-free wash to wash your hands with. Now, thankfully, Elave have a hand soap, which is absolutely brilliant. So it cleans your hands, it kills COVID-19, it kills bacteria and viruses that can harm you, but it does not strip the skin off your hands. This is the first thing to do. If you continue to use very, highly perfumed, bubbly, high content of alcohol hand soap, your hands are going to suffer from it. So swap out the hand soap and use that hand soap everywhere. So just don't get one hand soap. Get hand soap wherever, the Elave hand soap, wherever you wash your hands. That's your bathroom, that's your ensuite, that's your kitchen, that's your workplace, that's your school, whatever it is. Swap out the soap. Next thing. Moisturize. You can't moisturize enough. So get a moisturizer that you like the feel of, that you're going to use frequently during the day. So it's not just enough to moisturize your hands once at night time. You have to do it many times during the day to rebuild up that barrier, that protection for your hands. The third thing to do is, and this is a really good tip, so what I always recommend if you've got hand dermatitis or hand eczema is to get some of these Fast gloves. So these are them here, and they come with a little label on them, but the label is on the outside of the glove. So I'm demonstrating, I'm wearing one here. These are absolutely brilliant, even if you don't have hand dermatitis, but you find your hands are a little bit dry, before you hop into bed at night time, get a really nourishing moisturizer, something like Sensitive Intensive Ointment from the Elave range. Chuck a load of it on your hands. Pop one of these gloves, or two of these gloves, because you've got two hands, pop your gloves on overnight and leave them on overnight. And then when you wake up in the morning, just pull off the glove, pop it in your washing machine and reuse it. And there's a little instructions on the labels here, how to wash and care for the gloves. And then repeat that every night until the skin barrier has built up. This works a treat, I can promise you. If you do this, your your hands will be repaired. The advantage of nighttime is you're sleeping. You're not using your hands, so you're in bed, you have your gloves on, you have your moisturizer on, and it's rehydrating and repairing your skin overnight. A really good idea to use it. These are quite reasonable. The thing I like about the Clinifast gloves is you can pick up other, we call them cotton gloves or garments, but you can pick up other ones in pharmacies, but the quality doesn't tend to be that good with them sometimes. I find the quality is good with these, but they are not too pricey either, because sometimes the price point can be quite high with garments when we're talking about skincare. But these are not too pricey, but the quality is there. So they will actually wash and reuse and wash and reuse. And again, these come in... they're two-way stretch, they're very, very comfortable. So it's not like wearing a pair of woolly gloves to bed. They're actually really, really comfortable. They're fantastic. But the other thing is that they come in different sizes and shapes. They come in gloves for kids, mittens. They come in lengths. You can use it on your lower leg if you've got dry lower varicose eczema, for example, or on your arm. They come in socks. They come in tops and bottoms for babies with eczema as well. I'll do another video on how to use Clinifast with babies with eczema too, because I think that's really important. But these are a secret weapon. They are absolutely fantastic at repairing hands overnight, and they're something that I highly recommend. So I hope you found that video useful, and remember, you can log on to Gardiner Family Apothecary to see any of the products we were talking about today.